In this film, I'll show you how to make a bunting or a garland like the one shown here. The underside of the Streaky Bay jetty is usually the perfect place to do a crafternoon, but you can choose to be absolutely mobile with this by using a clipboard, using some dog clips, or using any surface which has got 2 nails in it. Once you've found your place to hang, you're going to need to gather your supplies. Begin by making a lark's head knot with each of the 8 lengths that you've cut previously. Then start by making your first square knot. Take the first 2 lark's head knots and find the working lines which are on the outside of the pair. Make a 4 with the left line and a P with the right. The P tail going through the triangle of the number 4 and pull to tighten. Then reverse that. P with the right, a number 4 with the left, the tail going through the eye of the P and pull to tighten. That's a square knot. Then move across to the next pair of lines. Again, make a 4 with the left and a P with the right. Pull to tighten, then reverse it. P with the right, 4 with the left, pull to tighten, another square knot. You'll get lots of practice in doing this because I'm going to ask you to continue this knot with each pairing. Until you finish your first row. Until you finish your first row. The pattern you're making is triangular, so what you'll need to do is skip the first 2 single cords and move on to the next pairing. So the working lines from the previous row are actually going to be standing lines, meaning that you're not going to do anything with them. And the standing lines from the previous row are going to be the lines that you'll be currently working into square knots. This is what we call an alternating square knot pattern. The alternating pattern also applies with the 3rd row of square knots. For some people, it might be easier just to remember to take 2 strings from the left and also the right sides, flip them over the horizontal line so that way you don't touch them and you can move on to the next knot in the row. So this row only requires 2 square knots. Finish off the triangular pattern by putting 1 last square knot as the 4th row. It is nice to make your bunting different by adding other features, such as a cherry-shaped knot, which is really simple. All you have to do is create 3 square knots. This is called making a centre of knots. One after the other after the other, and then what you do is you wrap it around itself. So take the centre lines and place them through the opening of the knot above it. You can see here that I'm taking my ends and putting them one at a time through that little gap in the 3rd row square knot. and then I pull down. It can be quite tricky if the gap isn't very big, so you might like to use some tweezers even. Lastly, take the outside lines of that centre of square knots and do one more square knot. This will make the ball tighter and stay in place. Then have fun by making more sections of your bunting and adding the same features. Hopefully what you'll find is you become better at it and also get into that meditative state of making crafts. Another challenge is to create a diagonal line that finishes off your bunting on the left and also the right. The furthest or outside strings from your bunting will become filler cords, which will be wrapped in double half hitch knots with each string until the tip of the V-like pattern is finished. To create a diagonal line that finishes off your bunting is easy. The furthest or outside strings from your bunting will become filler cords, which will be wrapped in double half hitch knots with each string until the tip of the triangular shaped bunting pattern. The outside string is pulled in the direction of the shape of the diagonal line you want to create. The outside cord is now being your filler cord. That's right, the core of all of the double half hitches in the line. The neighbouring cord goes behind the filler cord and up and through the loop you've created. You can pull to tighten, or you can hold it there for a looser look. Then you repeat that knot up and over and then through the loop. That's a double half hitch. You continue wrapping the filler cord by double half hitch knotting each of the cords leading to the end of the triangular shaped pattern. An easy way to remember how to do a double half hitch is that the neighbouring cord goes over the fence, that's the filler cord, and then through the loop that you've created, and it does this twice. Once you've completed both the diagonals, all you have to do is to join the last two remaining strings, and that is just by repeating your double half hitch. To create a great bunting, all you have to do is repeat the whole process that I've taught you today, therefore creating a series of bunts known as bunting. Now that you know how to do a lark's head knot, a square knot, and some unique details, you now have got skills that will allow you to be flexible with the pattern. You can add more lark's heads and join the bunting together. You could then make a more unique artwork for your wall, or use these in any other projects which require the basics. Thank you so much for listening, and good luck with your own projects. I really love seeing what people do with the lessons that I teach them. So please make sure that you send me a photograph. I'm on Instagram as Ebb Flow Drift. Thank you very much for listening.